Hello, Scorpio. My name is Sabine, and if you're new to this channel, please feel welcomed. This is your preview for July 2020, and I'm going to explain how this game is going to go. In this first roll of cards, I have an explanation of the upcoming energies and energies that are leaving your life in this transition from June to July. Okay, in the second row here I have more practical advice as to how these energies are going to actually be applied to your life, to your routine. And if there's something specific about love, about your professional life, I'm going to certainly mention this. But since this is a reading for a lot of people, it's probably going to be focused around the general energies and general advice you need to follow in order to have more information about how to plan your days during this upcoming July. And I also have an oracle here that's called the Tata Inti oracle. This is the oracle of the sun, and I'm going to work this dice here to give you an opportunity at the end of the video to ask a yes/no question. Okay, a very specific question. So if you want, you can start thinking about which question this would be. I also have oracle cards, and these oracle cards are going to wrap up on the overall piece of advice and energy for your month of July. Okay, but I'm going to start, as I'm being called to do, with your tarot cards. So this is also a new angle of filming for me, so I would love to hear from you in the comment section if this angle of filming the cards is actually working or not. Okay, so I'm going to start here with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is how you're going to enter the month of July. I see you wanting to experiment with anything that might bring you extra money, extra abundance in material terms, okay? It doesn't have to refer only to money, but I see you enthusiastic about anything that could bring more abundance to your life. And this kind of enthusiasm over here is something that sometimes is not exactly planning ahead, but it's an energy we need to take advantage of in order to start new projects, to start new material processes in life. Okay, I want to see what the rest of the cards are instead of presenting them one by one. And I'm having some trouble here because this is the first time I'm actually using my office table to do this. Okay, so I have the Three of Pentacles, I have Justice in reverse, and I have the World. Wow, this is an amazing omen for the situation in which you'll find yourself at the end of the month. Okay, so let's talk about these energies here. First of all, with the Three of Pentacles, what I see is that in the past you were a bit maybe worried about collaborating with other people when it came to work, to studies, to any activity that you do on a daily basis, and it's very practical. Maybe you were feeling a bit suspicious, but not even that. What I see here is that for most of you, working with other people might have not been your thing for this past couple of months, maybe even due to the pandemic situation we've been living. But more than that, I see you, my Scorpios, like trying to work it all out alone, trying to face whatever challenge you needed to face on your own and focus on whatever felt right to you. It was a movement of and together with this enthusiasm here about any kind of abundance, new projects, material things, I see that this enthusiasm came because you kind of gained momentum doing whatever felt right for you and not necessarily considering the opinions of others. So it has been important for you to take a step back and not indulge so much into listening, hearing, trying to implement other people's opinions. Okay, but right now you're kind of with this card here, which is such a good which is such a clear, good indication for the end of the month. I see like you're trying, maybe you're judging yourself too harshly because you expected to have better results than you've been having in material terms. I see that money, finances in general, and any kind of acquisition you've been planning, they are going to be huge for you in this month, because they have been in the month of June. They have been some cause for concern, and in the month of July they are reaching a peak. Okay, you're actually feeling more material blessings entering your life, but because you had to step back and just take this moment to isolate yourself from other people in order to gather your thoughts and understand exactly how you wanted to go about it, how you wanted your abundance to manifest. Now you're feeling you're being a little bit too harsh on yourself, because this period from June to July, or maybe even the end of May to June, was a preparation period, and maybe you expected to see results much faster than you're actually seeing right now. And what you don't know about that is that July is going to be the month in which you actually be able to see the first results, at least the first, token like results that you hear and you see, and you finally understand you're on the right track. You're not feeling that much of, you're enthusiastic about the future, but you're not feeling like as self-assured that you are on the right track right now, because you expected to see more results. And I'm telling you, these results are probably going to manifest at a higher speed and more to your liking in the month of July. But it will require you to allow some people back into your life and allow collaboration in general back into your life, because at the end of the month I see you having it all. And of course, having it all may mean many different things to many different people, but you have a clear potential here to reach at least one milestone of what you've been planning, something that will provide you with the necessary self-assurance and self-esteem in order to keep on going for August and September and so on and so forth. So what I see is a process in which you needed to take a step back, and you needed to not pay so much attention to other people's opinions, and now you're being a little bit too judgmental, and especially of yourself and your actions. Maybe you're feeling, oh, I should have collaborated more, I should have asked the opinion of other people, because maybe that's why I don't have as many results to show for my work and all of my efforts as I needed to have. But what Spirit's saying here is that it's totally okay that you took this time to think things through, and it was actually very important that you did that, because this is what's going to guarantee that now when you come back to collaboration with other people, and when you put yourself out there in the world in order to share your vision, it's going to be clearer, and the people that you're going to attract are also going to be different. Okay, so I have the oracle cards here talking about, first of all, this is the I being cried. I am spilled over like the sea. Okay, so this is talking about the need to fully express your emotions. Maybe because it's been such a deep search within yourself. At the end of May, from the end of May to June, on thinking about what you wanted to do and the kind of person you wanted to be and how you wanted to especially earn your money and grow in abundance. This has been too deep, and it has messed with feelings that maybe even came from your childhood and that were not totally dealt with. Okay, so this was deep soul searching, and I see here that now you actually need to cry. You actually need to express your emotions. Okay, maybe you don't feel like crying, but artistically, maybe drawing, reading, writing poems, anything that you feel could help you work these feelings out, because I see that actually this was something, thinking about this project and about your life and about how you wanted to reach abundance. This was hard work, and it was hard work because it was emotional work too. You had to review beliefs you had on money, on famous people, maybe on successful people. What is success for you? And this was, you had to dig deep in order to reach the level you are now. So first of all, there's no need to judge yourself too harshly. It was kind of prerequisite for whatever you're going to live now in July, and for you to have the possibility of reaching the end of the month in such a beautiful place. This is the world card, so it's like you have it all. You almost feel like life is magical. Okay, it was a prerequisite for this process to unfold, that you developed strong roots in beliefs that would serve you better. And of course, whenever we try to change our beliefs, or we try to plan further ahead, in a sense of, okay, now I'm going to act upon these new beliefs. This is the kind of process that can generate a lot of mud, emotional mud being moved at the bottom of our internal oceans. Okay, so this is deep, and this took you a while, but because you did this process, because you really faced it unafraid, this is how you're going to have conditions to materialize much more in your life in the month of July. So cry, give yourself a break, deal with these emotions any way you can. Don't also put too much of a value into these emotions. They are simply the results. They are simply the offspring of whatever emotional process you had to deal with. So it's not like there's an important piece of advice here, even if we're not talking about practical matters yet. But there's a piece of advice here. That goes something like, do not, if you're feeling angry, or if you're feeling annoyed about something, just work it out, physically work it out, or maybe express it artistically, because it's not too serious. It's just like the washback of whatever you had to do in order to reach your true vision on abundance. Okay, and it was not easy, but the worst part is over. So now you just have to deal with these emotions. Be careful about not repressing these emotions. And the card I have here, that I've already seen, this card specifically, there's lots of yellow here. So this is talking about the self. Okay, the solar chakra, solar plexus chakra. So this card, happiness is my birthright, is talking about how you can deal with unwanted emotions. Instead of repressing them, just know that you have made a conscious decision of choosing happiness. Okay, because when you come up with a vision like the one you've been coming up with in the month of the end of month of May and June, what happens is that you're choosing whatever makes you shine bright. You're choosing whatever feels good to you, and in order to do that, you have to allow yourself to be happy. It's strange talking like that, but it's just that sometimes we feel like we have to attend to many different patterns, standards that maybe our bosses, our mentors, our teachers, family have introduced in our lives. And then there comes a moment in which you just ask, okay, why am I following all this these tips, these criteria, whatever they are? Why am I basing my life on beliefs that are not actually to my service? Okay, so at this point, you need to choose happiness, and you need to understand happiness as a birthright, as the birthright of every spiritual being on this planet. Okay, and the other card I have here is, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. See, you guys? I'm not inventing these things. This card, I had not yet seen this card, but I love when this happens, because it's actually talking about this moment in life here when at the end of July you feel fulfilled. Okay, you feel like you're at the top of your game. And it's very important to say that maybe you're not going to have, it's not about earning $1 million. It's not about being the best student in your class. It could be, but it's mainly and mostly about after a long winter that's represented by the months of May and July. You have finally come to a result that you can look at and understand that everything that you've been doing, all the effort you had been putting into understanding how to be more abundant, this effort is actually starting to materialize. So maybe you're not going to earn $1 million, but you're going to have multiple sources of income, okay, multiple streams of income, and see that this is actually possible, and that's actually liberating. Maybe you're not going to have $1 million, but you're going to have a promotion, okay. So this is talking about concrete manifestation for the end of this month, okay. Now let's see about this game is already very, very the spread is already very, very concrete, okay. So let's see about how the tarot is going to talk practicalities, okay, because it's already very practical for you Scorpios. Okay, so I hope you can see these cards. So okay, this month is a little bit about, and I have the lazy card here, okay, the laziness card here. This month is a little bit about not being lazy, like literally, but this is about indulging in your pleasures, in your processes, etc. This month is not about a breakthrough, okay? Why am I saying that? Because after you've gained momentum, while thinking about the kind of abundance you wanted to attract to your life this past June, you also realize that there are a lot of things in your life that were not, there were a lot of things in your life that were no longer of service to you, okay, to whomever you want to be. So it's the moment in which you start enjoying whatever new activities and new beliefs, new people you've been bringing to your life or considering bringing to your life. Once you start enjoying those people and those activities more and more without any concern on whether you're right or wrong about wanting them in your life, then you will see the first results to your initiatives in June, okay? The results are coming in July, but it is important. It's going to potentialize those results if you indulge a little bit more in, liking, in expanding the ways through which you could be joyous while doing these activities, okay? For a lot of you, I see that you had an idea for a new project, but this is not necessarily true to all my Scorpios, because this could be something that had been going on for a long time, but it's most certainly related to work, to studies, to anything that can bring you material abundance. And okay, you've done the hard part, which is to exactly define what you're going to do. And if you haven't already, if maybe some of you has not already, and if you're still questioning yourself, just think about what is it that you've been hearing that you should do this past 2 weeks. It's what they're telling me, because maybe for some of you it's still something that scares you a lot, but mainly this month is about new professional or study endeavors, okay? And in June, you have already done a lot of soul searching, and the hard part, which is deciding that you're actually go on a certain path, because this is what's good for you, because this is what makes you shine. This is what makes you happy, okay? You have already decided, or at least taken the first steps to deciding that happiness is your birthright. So now it's time to indulge, because you already have the energy accumulating of not being so in contact with other people and trying to find your own refuge so that you could think things through. This is not a moment to think things through again and again and be kept on your mind. This is a month about enjoying the changes that you have thought about and actually applying them to your life. When they say this is not a month for a breakthrough, I understand that they're talking about this. This is not a month about having the brightest idea. You already have your ideas in order. You already know what you want to do. And if you're feeling a little bit lost when I say that, they're telling me clearly, think about a recurring idea that you've been having this past 3 weeks, okay? Because it's already there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to enjoy it. This is going to make your energy peak even faster, okay? And another confirmation that now that your refuge has already given results, your mind is clearer. You need to start putting yourself out there and meeting other people, collaborating with other people again. This is the participation card, and the basis for your endeavor is going to come through the collaboration of other people. Sorry, people, I've moved the camera. So this is yet another confirmation that, okay, you've spent your time alone, and now in July you are going to start talking about your ideas, indulging in your ideas, making them grow visibly in the eyes of other people. And then you're going to have a lot of volunteers, partners who want to make this idea come to life together with you, okay? As a conclusion for this game, I have the joyous spirit. So it's very important that you do not miss this initial enthusiasm you have in this month. And in order to keep it going and to keep your fire up, lots of fire in this game, okay? Even in the colors. In order to keep this fire up, you will need to indulge. This could sound a little bit counterintuitive. Like, okay, in order to keep this fire up, I have to carefully plan all of my actions. But this is less about planning. It's like planning is already done. You need to, take a step back and reach for solitude, and then you organize your mind. July is not going to be about organizing your mind. It's going to be about implementing and indulging in the pleasure of finally living a dream, okay? It's the first phase of implementing your dream, and a dream that's totally related to material abundance, okay? So I hope you have your yes no question ready, because I'm going to work this dice here to see yes, no. Oh, yes, no, and maybe. I didn't say that, but this is important. Yes, no, or maybe for my Scorpios. Do you have your question? So let's see the answer. Okay, this is a probable yes. Okay, this is a probable yes, and I have this no indicator here, and it's upside down. So this is an even more probable yes. Okay, it's not totally a yes yet, considering the position of the dice, probably because it will depend, or maybe it will come faster if you can increase in energy, if you can keep your enthusiasm up. But maybe for some of you it's difficult to not stay in your mind in a sense, okay? Or maybe not to repress your emotions, as this card was talking about, okay? So deal with your emotions. Don't pay too much attention as if they were more dramatic than they actually are. Cry if you have to cry, shout if you have to shout, draw, create artistically, whatever you need to do to deal with these emotions. And remember that you have chosen happiness. So whatever plan you have in mind, remember that it is only good if you can implement it and feel good about it. So this is what you're working. This is the kind of energy you're working right now. You already have a plan. Don't think it over too much. Ask for the collaboration of other people, but do not forget to have fun while doing it. Basically, this is what's going to keep your fire up. The yes or no you've asked about, it's probable, very probable, that this is a yes, but it will become even more probable if you if you find a way of being happy while going through all of it. Okay, so I hope you've liked this message. I hope this message was useful, my Scorpios. If you've liked the video, do not forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, so that you can receive further notifications of videos like that. Thank you very much, and bye bye.